And we're live, I think. Here we go. Are we alive? I don't know. Are we ever alive? That's the question. So, hey, I'm like the real Manos and everything, right? So, I pretty much took December off. And I generally do that a lot. Why? Because December holidays are exhausting. So, doing this is exhausting. So that's usually what I do is take December off. Let me get this kind of set up here. That looks pretty good, I think. And I'm going to share this with my vast audience over on Twitter and the Facebooks. We're live. Okay. And nobody cares about Tumblr anymore. Let me share it to my other thing. Man, Tumblr sure did drop the ball this past year, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Like, hey, how can we get people to be less excited about our website? I mean, every once in a while I go, oh yeah, that's right. I think they're about to be the next live journal, like one of those things that everybody was on at one point and then it's gone. Okay, there we go. So yeah, all right. Wow, that picture looks nice and clean. This Krampus is just in the way, so I'm just gonna move it. You're gonna go over there, Crampy. I have cramps. All right. Okay, we're gonna get this going here. This is my first, can you tell this is my first live video in like over a month and stuff. So, okay, hey, how are you? How was your holidays? Are you fine? Are you good? Did you have any seasonal depression? I sure did. I tend to get it every year, at least the last few years. This year was actually a little bit step better. I didn't really kind of take things too hard this time around. I think I did okay this year.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
You did.
Because you see me every year and you know how bad I get.
You were pretty good this year.
Oh, good. And I thought I would celebrate New Year's with you, if you're watching, that is, because I don't know if anybody watches anymore. So yeah, last year, like we've had a lot of this Copacabana type of stuff. I think that's how it's called. Scaring everybody, including yours truly, here on YouTube. So I'm just decided to just go forth and just see how things go. And that's, to be honest, that's really all we can do, really. So I'd like to talk to you about the fact that, okay, this year I'm going to continue with the Real Manos. I'm going to be doing more scripted videos. I'm going to be doing, let's see, I'm bringing back the comic book reviews. I'm bringing back the Mystery Science Theater reviews. I'm bringing back a couple other things. You may have noticed my anime rewinds are back. And the next one's going to be coming up this month. I'm also expanding this channel to the, what do you call it? I'm going to expand this channel to Twitch. I'm also going to expand it to Valair, which is a new website. So they are, for those of you who haven't heard of Valair, because I hadn't heard of Valair until Mr. J was talking about it and signed up for it. So it's a brand new website, and it essentially is like the old YouTube, and it's kind of exciting. So I'm going to kind of jump in on that. I'm still going to post videos here, but I will also post videos on Valair, and maybe I'll start doing exclusive videos on there. Excuse me. I'm just going to be chatting a little bit here until somebody actually starts really watching. nobody starts watching, I'm gonna maybe turn this off before New Year's, but we're gonna try and get there and have a little fun. Let's see. I was thinking about. We don't have any. These are not. See, these brain teasers are like not really trivia questions, are they?
No, those are the ones that are more like logic type of things and brain. They're like yeah, they're not trivia.
Okay. Oh, hey, Deadpoolzilla. Hey, Deadpoolzilla's joined us. How you doing, man? Good to have you here. So, hey, I'm trying to figure out what I'll be doing for this upcoming year. I'm gonna still definitely be talking about comic books. Still gonna be doing videos about Steven Universe and Mystery Science Theater and all that kind of jazz. But with the changes that's going on, I've been beginning to think that maybe it's time to change the way I do things here on online, and that includes YouTube. So I will most likely be doing like I'll still be here on YouTube, but I mean, good Lord, this May I will have been on YouTube for 12 years, and it's always been kind of like a slight fun hobby I do. It's never anything I've like meant to turn into a career. I know some people have done it and done it well. I feel like if I had thought about it, it really never occurred to me to turn it into a career. I have this feeling like if I had thought about it in 2008, I could have done it, but I didn't. I don't think I thought of it until like maybe 2 years ago. Like, oh yeah, maybe I should have done that. I did it kind of like after I lost partnership. It's like, oh, damn, maybe I should have like done something to do that. I'm kind of rambling, I think. Mainly because I want to kind of make sure some people are watching. Some people are watching right now, so we can get out there. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to still be doing comic reviews. I'm over on Comic Universe as well, and I'm still kind of trying to decide what to do on Comic Universe versus what I'm doing here. How's the move to Valera going? It's going pretty good. I've been right now just reposting things here and some stuff I've done previously that I thought would work over there. And in the upcoming new year, I think I'm going to like do some exclusive stuff. I haven't decided yet. There's been a couple of videos I posted on Valera first before posting on YouTube, and I think that's going to continue. I'm definitely going to be doing more single comic reviews, and I'm definitely doing some more like classic comic runs. I've been meaning to do that for the longest time, and now I think I'm going to like finally do that. But I thought I'd also talk about what I'm currently reading, since I haven't done many comic reviews in the last couple of months, really. Oh my God. Deadpoolzilla says, currently doing my top 10 Marvel villains on there. That's a cool idea. Maybe I should do more specific. Maybe I should do more specific videos relating to comics. That might not be a bad idea. Lynn Cara just dropped on YouTube a really interesting video, like the top 15 stupidest supervillain plots. That's a really good idea. Currently, I'm reading Superman Smashes the Klan, which is I think the best Superman book out there right now. I'm back on Ninja Turtles after, I think I've been off this title for like 25 issues. I think 2 years. I have not picked up this book. Not because it was bad or anything. It's just like I ran out of money in the budget, so I had to make some cuts, and that was this. But Sophie Campbell is about to start this series next month, actually, next issue.
Yay!
101, she's about to take over. I don't know how long. I have not done a review of this, but I'm thinking about doing a review of Deadbeats. This is a huge horror graphic novel with a music theme to it. that's a really interesting idea, is to like kind of like centered around like rock and roll and music and all that kind of thing. That's a neat idea. Let's see, a buddy of mine, let's see, Alfred Page is doing this comic, Chess, and this was a one-shot I recently picked up. And that's another book I recommend, and also I'm going to do a full review of that. Also, I can't really talk enough about Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. This is easily one of the best books out there now, period. I don't care if Marvel or DC, whatever. This is one of the. I am excited every time I pick this book up. Every time I put it down, I'm just blown away by it. Let's see. Deadpoolzilla is talking about Deadbeats. Sounds like a plot to Netflix film. This would make a cool Netflix series, isn't? Now that you mention it, like a nice anthology series, either animated or live action. It's got a cool horror host who is this woman who works at a record store after hours. And let's see, Incoming. Now, I was a little surprised by this because I thought this was like a mini-series event, and it's one issue. It's a huge 80-page one-shot. So it's basically 4 issues, really. And I was really surprised by that. This was like, how much? This was like, this was $10. It's pretty good. I'll do a review of this too. And it's kind of a murder mystery that takes you on a tour through the Marvel Universe, present day, right now, what's going on. Let's see. Hey, Omnitron's here. Let's see. I love the Masked Raider. We need more heroes in cowboy hats and revolvers. I agree. I mean, that's just science. He's really cool. I'll talk about that in the full review. But this is pretty good. It's not mandatory. It's $10, and if you feel like you're kind of up to date with Marvel, maybe you'd be okay. But I think this is worth picking up. And right now, X-Men. Hickman's X-Men is just art. This is really great science fiction, comic book, superhero art. I'm absolutely in love with what he's been doing with this title. And as someone who has like really been kind of bemoaning X-Men being like on the back burner for Marvel for the last decade, they had a hard 2010 decade. It's nice to see them come back just in time for the 20s. And let's see. Deadpoolzilla says, I'm interested in Empire, but I swear to God, if they break up or kill Hulkling and Wiccan, there's going to be a riot. I know. This would be a bad time to do that, actually, because it's one of them. It's an early same-sex relationship. Also, it's male, too, which is more rare for such a mainstream couple. And I hope this is like a good kind of challenge for their relationship. And this is just a sense of just getting them back into the kind of like more spotlight for Marvel. I hope it's not them being ripped apart. I hope they don't pull a DC and just ruin everything for them. Omnitron says, new Young Avengers, go all new Teen Titans with it. That's what I hope not, because like the DC method seems to be, hey, you like these teenage characters that are all optimistic and cool? Well, they're dead. I pulled their spleens out. They're dead. Dan Didio has some issues. I don't know what his problem is. But let's see. This is my several times during a video. I'm going to remind you that Red Knight and Davida are available on manospublishing.com. Matter of fact, Red Knight 2 just came out on digital today. The print version is going to be a couple of weeks late. It just got sent to the printers this past weekend. Sorry, Christmas held things up. So probably we're looking, if we're lucky, mid-January, but not too long. So I'm proud of the fact that I'm going to be able to keep this book up. And let's see. Oh, let's see. Omnitron meant Wolfman and Perez new in Teen Titans. Yeah, which was good. Also, I should say I've been getting into Junji Ito a lot recently. I read his Jiao collection, which had a few short stories in it, and this is his Frankenstein, and this has a ton of. This actually surprised me. I thought it'd be more of the Frankenstein book, but like the Frankenstein is like literally half of this, and the other half is his other short stories, which is great. That's more. That's even better because I was hoping to get more of his short stories, and there's a ton of them in this one. I'm becoming more and more of a big fan of this guy's work. He's for those of you who are not familiar with him, he's a horror manga artist, and he definitely goes into really uncomfortable, creepy stories and characters, and there's quite a bit of body horror and a lot of Lovecraftian kind of like cosmic terrors and his stuff is. I just find his work amazing. He takes sometimes what you would think would be a stupid idea and make it horrifying. I absolutely love his work. Let's see. I got this trade, this Frankenstein trade. Lindsay got me, and she also got me a cool shirt from Uzumaki, which has the girl with the swirled up face as a t-shirt. You'll be seeing me wear that shirt in future videos, guaranteed. Let's see, where do we go here? Let's see. So for our favorite Marvel, favorite Marvel book and favorite DC books. Is that a question? Favorite Marvel book probably right now is that's a good question. I think probably Daredevil, and a close second is X-Men, and they're both really great works. If you're not reading these, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. And I know some people are like, "Oh, I don't read modern comics. Oh, blah, 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 whatever." You're missing out. You're making some big mistakes. Those are great books. I also like Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel. I think she's nailing it. It's actually, I think this is probably my favorite run on the character since she's changed over to the name of Captain Marvel. Even better than Kelly Sue DeConnick run, which I love. And I mean, I fell in love with the character because of Kelly Sue DeConnick, but I actually am having more fun with the Kelly Thompson stuff. DC, that's easy. Wonder Woman, that's actually the only DC title I'm reading right now. And that's the strange thing. Like, I thought after DC Rebirth, I'd be reading a lot more DC again, but the DC titles have been dropping again for me, and I'm just down to Wonder Woman again. And I'm disappointed that G. Willow Wilson has jumped from the title, and Steve Lando is doing the book. Steve Lando's done some good work with Wonder Woman, so I'm interested. But that's the only title I'm reading right now from them. So that's what I got. Blah, 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 Let's see. Where are we going here? I love the design for the monster and his take on Frankenstein. It feels like the undead monstrosity that truly fits the monster. And it reminds me a lot of the Christopher Lee Hammer version of the character. I don't know, it kind of looks like that version to me. And what's cool is the original story doesn't go into so much detail on how the monster was created and too much of what he looks like. So it's fun. You can have a ball creating your own kind of like grotesque monster. And Ito really does in this. Okay, Deadpoolzilla, dude, you really need to read Frankenstein Underground by Mike Mignola. If you want to see Frankenstein fight dinosaurs and steampunk Nazis, it's a solid book. You read a lot of Mike Mignola. Have you read that?
I have not.
Okay.
I need to.
All right. Let's see. We'll put it on the to-do list. And let's see. For those of you who may not have joined us, we're going to be doing a kind of updating, just like a radio, like this is like NPR. For those of you who are just joining us now, we are talking with Manos about what's he doing with the channel for the year 2020. So this year I decided to expand the channel because with the algorithms and the Copacabana stuff, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's all so scary, and it's kind of really demoralizing. Like if you're a smaller YouTuber, so that's why I've decided to expand and go bigger. Haha, that's the dumbest thing I could have done. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some more scripted reviews, like Manos at the Movies. I'm doing more anime replay. The top 10 boardroom video I just did. That's going to be kind of reflective of the kind of videos I want to do, as well as Mr. Science Theater 3000. Those videos seem to do really well, as well as my Steven Universe videos. I know I'm late. I haven't done anything about Steven Universe Future. That's because it's come out at the worst possible time during Christmas on Saturdays, and that's just not a good time for me. So I've been late on every episode. So I'm also, by the way, expanding Real Manos to Valere. Now, Valere is a smaller website video sharing channel, very much like YouTube, and it very much feels like old classic YouTube, like 2007, 2008 YouTube. It's just a little bit cleaner looking than old YouTube because, it's 2020. And it's brand new. Not very many people have heard of it. So I'm very excited about it. At this time, I've decided not to quit YouTube. I'm still going to be doing YouTube, but I also will be doing videos on Valere. And I think I'm going to mostly post videos on both channels, but I think I'm going to start kind of slowly do some more exclusive videos on Valere. I'm going to be posting a few things like that. And I'm doing a live video now here on YouTube, but I have a Twitch account, and I finally figured out how it works. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing more live videos on Twitch, and I have the capability of doing live videos on Facebook, but I don't seem to do that as much. So we'll see about that. I hope you're enjoying this camera. This is my new phone, and it looks really good. I'm actually looking at the screen on my laptop. It looks wonderful. So I'm going to be doing some new things. I'm getting a new computer very soon, and that's going to affect some of the quality of the stuff I'm doing. Outside of all the panic about YouTube, I'm actually feeling pretty good about what I want to do. So look, if you want to support me, you can always go to my Patreon and support me with $1 a month, because I don't know, I really like to expand what I'm doing here. And 2019, I've had a lot of kind of soul searching about what I want to do on this channel, and if I feel like continuing to do it, because YouTube is just burying people, and I still want to do it. It's still fun. So I'm just going to keep going. Deadpoolzilla says, I feel like Blair is the wild frontier. The people are heading out to stake a claim like old-timey prospectors. And yeah, I feel like it too. I'm going to go out there and, see if I can find any gold. You've been doing really good. Deadpoolzilla is on Valere, and he calls himself Mr. Multiverse, and that was a good idea to kind of change up the name. I like that name a lot. And you can see me on Valere, and Deadpoolzilla is Mr. Multiverse. Mr. J's there. I've noticed a couple of YouTubers jump ship over there, and I'm not going to completely jump ship. I'm going to keep a foot over here, but it's nice to have it over there. It's really nice. I like it. It's a nice looking neighborhood. Excuse me. So I haven't been talking about anything on this channel. I've talked about the Wonder Woman trailer and the Ghostbusters. Afterlife trailer. Oh, that's the last couple things I've talked about on the channel. I haven't really talked about the Mandalorian, and Steven Universe Future I haven't talked about on here. And Lindsay and I just went to see that Star Wars movie all the kids are talking about. So I do have these videos coming up. I'm going to be talking about. I decided since it's been a couple weeks, and it'll be maybe 2 or 3 weeks by the time I get the video out. I'm going to just do a spoiler review and get like my full thoughts on it, because I think everybody's kind of like, I don't know, everybody's getting to see it, and it's going to be one of those films where, like, even if you hadn't seen it, it's like, stuff gets blown for you, so you're going to be known about it. So might as well. I think after 2 weeks with the Star Wars movie, it's okay to talk about it, provided you preface that it's a spoiler review. But to spoil my own review, I'm just going to say that I liked it. I thought it was mostly enjoyable. I don't think they quite stuck the landing, and I don't think it invalidates. Excuse me. I don't think it invalidated Last Jedi. I think, and I'll talk about this more specifics in the video. I think Last Jedi sets up some really cool ideas, and Rise of Skywalker doesn't bother picking that up, and it just kind of does the most obvious things, and it does it fairly well. I think probably one of my biggest beefs with how they did things is the film really does feel rushed. It feels more plot focused than character focused. Which isn't so bad with the Star Wars movie, but still it feels even more so, especially after going from Last Jedi, which puts people in the Star Wars universe, and this one we're just rushing from scene to scene. It does feel a little rushed, and I do wonder how much that has to do with trying to reshoot around the situation of losing Carrie Fisher. I know that must have been not fun to deal with. So when I realized what they need to be doing, I did tell myself, like, look, you're gonna have to cut these guys some slack, because there's a lot of crap they're like trying to like fix and do and take care of and all this stuff. So I'm not gonna like hate on it if it doesn't do exactly what I want it to do, which I guess makes me a bad Star Wars fan. Let's see. Deadpoolzilla says it had me up until Rey threw the lightning out of her fingertips. That's when it went downhill for me. It didn't for me. It was kind of interesting to see that another person do that. Yeah, that's right. If Palpatine can do that, I guess another Force person could. That was actually kind of a dramatic moment, because this is the last film. Like, for a minute, we're like, man, did Chewbacca just get killed? Did Chewbacca just get accidentally killed by the hero? I do respect that Abrams was able to at least he kind of made me wonder if they really did it for a couple minutes. So yeah, I'm not gonna like go in too deep to my full review of it, but yeah, it isn't as good as Last Jedi, but and they didn't quite stick the landing. I think they kind of stumbled a little bit, but it's not bad. It's actually, I went to it and enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Not great. And that's kind of like, the long and short of it. I'll get more into details sometime this upcoming week when I do a full review of it. Yeah, The Mandalorian. Omnitron says The Mandalorian seems to be the future of Star Wars. Yeah, you know what? When I see Rogue One, Last Jedi, Mandalorian, I think those are the future of Star Wars. And I think the people who are screaming about Last Jedi, I think they need to understand that. I think they want the same thing over and over again. But I don't know, you can live in this universe, and I'm really excited to see once the Skywalker saga is complete. It's complete now. So, we have this huge universe to play around in with new characters, um, and maybe borrow from like old expanded universe characters that we never had a chance to do. Hey, Bizarro Critic is here. Hello, Bizarro Critic. Let's see. I declare for The Mandalorian 6 seasons in a movie. Well, we'll see. You know, if I'm not mistaken, when they were doing when they were announcing the Star Wars solo movies, Rogue One, Solo, and I believe a Boba Fett movie or a Mandalorian film was one of those films, and then they pulled it, and then we got this TV series. I do believe that this is probably what they were doing or what they were kind of building. And The Mandalorian is Star Wars Firefly. Yeah, I really enjoyed Mandalorian a lot. I don't know if I haven't had a chance to really say that, but I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a little bit more than I thought I would. Because the build up to it was like, oh man, this going to be a dumb Boba Fett thing where they're going to give fans the white guy TV show that some fans have been begging for, and very quickly I realized it wasn't that, and it was absolutely. I love the pace of it. I love the mood and the atmosphere. I should have known John Favreau is a really good filmmaker, and they had some really they had some really good directors making some of these. Like Tiger Waititi did the season finale. Bryce Dallas Howard surprised me. I didn't know she was interested in filmmaking. But yeah, I guess she's following her father not just into acting but in filmmaking, and that was a really strong episode. And it was kind of playing around with the Seven Samurai concept, which is I'm kind of a sucker for that. Oh, and let's see, Gina Carlo. Excuse me, I forgot her name, but she's in it in the series, and she's really good. And I'm very excited to see more of her. I'm actually happy to see this kind of I wouldn't say resurrect her acting career, but she kind of started with a film and didn't seem to go anywhere. And I'm very excited to see her do more, because she can act and she's a physical presence, and she's very convincing as a tough person. I know they were talking about for a while. What's that other MA, that other women's fighter that was doing some acting? I can't remember her name all of a sudden. She's not as good an actor as Gina. So yeah, I'm very happy to see Gina, get some screen time, and there's talk of her maybe being She-Hulk, which I actually think that would be cool. And I think the best way to do her as She-Hulk is kind of do what they did for Chris Evans, before they become the big hero, shrink them down into a tiny person. So it would be easier just to have the big and beefy. Let's see, Mary McDaniel's here. Hey Manos, what are your thoughts on the first 10 episodes of Steven Universe Future? And Deadpoolzilla says apparently John has said that the biggest inspiration for the manga series was Lone Wolf and Cub. Yeah. Oh, I totally got that. Lone Wolf and Cub, which is the manga series. They did some films on it, and that was pretty much at the end of the first episode. That was like, oh, okay, we're going to do a Lone Wolf and Cub thing. That's brilliant. And because Star Wars has always used a lot of samurai, especially Kurosawa, as inspiration for early works. Lucas did that a lot, because Lucas is a film geek from the 70s, and of course he was studying Kurosawa. And it's cool to find that way back in here to Star Wars and The Mandalorian doesn't have the classic Hollywood serial feel to it that the Star Wars movies does. Kind of strips that away, and it has more the other inspirations like samurai and westerns, and that's great. It gives it a different feel, while at the same time still feeling like it's in the universe. I think that and Rogue One and Last Jedi. I'm serious. That is what I'm expecting the future of the Disney Star Wars and the Catherine Kennedy. I think this is the kind of thing we're going to be seeing more. And that's really exciting now that we've kind of cut ties. And she's even, Catherine Kennedy even has started talking about how they're probably going to do more TV shows and one-shot movies, and maybe like, it doesn't have to be trilogies anymore. That's a great idea. And I really endorse that idea of getting away from the trilogy format. Now, hey, let's see, where was it? Marion was asking about Steven Universe. I'm glad I waited because I haven't talked about Steven Universe yet. I brought it up, but I haven't had a chance to do any reviews. I think I'm going to review. What do you think is a better idea? Go back and just review each episode and do new videos for those, or do a video about the whole first 10 episodes? What do you think is probably?
I think one video about the whole 10 episodes, because all the episodes have like themes that are coming together. And
yeah.
Doing it all as one long video would probably be best.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a video about the first 10 episodes, to play catch up. And what do I think? I really love this show. I really love how kind of gutsy it's been so far, because essentially, the whole show is wrapped up and we have this kid adventure going on to change the world, universe kind of, saving the world kind of thing, and it's all done. Okay, now what does he do? And he's a teenager and he's going through angst and he's going through depression and anxiety. And what am I going to do now? And they just had an episode, the cactus episode, where we get to see and the Sadie and Lars episode, where he's feeling validated by helping others, and now people don't need his help anymore, and that's been having him go inward and go, well, who the hell am I then? What good am I? Which is, when you think about it, is an insane thing for him to wonder, because he's a really great person, but that's not how people think. Everyone tends to kind of a lot of people tend to beat themselves up, and Steven is no different. And he's been through a lot from the age of 12 to 16. A lot of responsibilities have been thrown on this kid. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's fascinating to watch him kind of crack and get frustrated, and wondering what he's doing. Because look, we were all teenagers and we were all going through stuff like that, and most of us weren't going through such responsibilities as he has. Let's see. Mary McDaniel said, I loved Why So Blue because we still have Lapis working through the issues he's come so far in the last 2 years. And yeah, that's a good Lapis episode. And I like the fact that it did kind of break away from the plot line of Steven dealing with his own issues, where we get to see Lapis. One of my favorite bits is when she is thoroughly kicking the crap out of those two Lapises, and she's decimating them, and she looks at Steven like, hey, I'm getting them. And then she sees the look on his face this is not cool. And she backs off. I love that moment a lot. That's a really cool episode. Of course, I love the stuff with Jasper in the first episode. I love the whole concept of the little home world city and the way they built that. The Pearl episode with her and Pink Pearl is beautiful. And man, there's just been so many episodes. Out of these 10 episodes, they have not had, to me, a weak one. These have all been really strong. And it's been fun watching them get so mature. And I am curious if kids right now who watch the show I am curious if they're not as into it as the teens and adults are watching it. But the thing is, hey, they're going to grow up too, and they're going to, kind of rewatch these episodes and kind of getting something new out of them. And of course, the kids who are watching the show for the last, the show's been on since 2013. So, the kids who are watching that at the beginning are probably in their early to mid teens now and still watching the show. And we kind of get that thing, with Harry Potter, that, the character grows up with his fan base. And this is a thing that we don't often see, is like what happens after the happily ever after. With Harry Potter, we don't see what he, Hermione, and Ron deal with after, like, the big victory at the end. What do you do after that? What do you do after you save the world when you're a teenager? So yeah, and also at the same time, it's been funny. There's been some very funny episodes. The Rose Quartz episode is hilarious. There's been like some really cool action scenes in this show. I'm just very impressed with how Sugar and her team has been pulling this off. But yeah, I'll do a full episode specific on all the episodes. The Cactus Steve episode is probably my favorite. That's a really good episode. And holy shit, like he's talking shit about the gems to the cactus. Like, oh my God. I never thought I'd see a scene like that. Like, or I'd never see Steven behave that way. In this show, like some of the things he said about, the gems were just really hurtful. But, now that I think about it, like as a teenager, you talk shit, about your parents, like, behind their back. And yeah, that's really good stuff. Okay. My take on the corrupted Steven theory is it's not a corruption, but a manifestation of his negative emotions, especially his resentment towards his mom. And I am beginning to kind of like get in that direction. Like, the big monster isn't Steven corrupted. It's maybe like the pink energy has escaped again or something like that. Maybe he's separated again and it becomes that. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see, Omnitron, I'd love to finish up. My friends are expecting me next door for the New Year's party. See you later, Space Cowboys. See you later, Omnitron. Thanks for joining us. You can check out the rest of the show later. Come on back. And Happy New Year, Omnitron, from Bizarre Critic. And I'm going to be staying on for another 15 minutes. We're going to, if you don't mind, Lindsay, we're going to just go right on through to the new year and
Sounds
celebrate
good.
it with you. If you don't mind, I have invited you into our home, so you can experience New Year's with us. And my Mystery Science Theater 3000 poster right in the background. So let's see, what else has been going on? What have I not been talking about for the last few weeks? Let's see. I already mentioned that I've been digging some comic books. Ninja Turtles has been good. I recommend jumping into that. Superman Fights the Klan is really great. X-Men and Daredevil are probably my favorite Marvel titles. I have not been reading Immortal Hulk right now. I'm going to actually start picking that up and trade. But the ones I've been reading, those have been the two top. Incoming was interesting. I don't know if it's worth the $10 price tag, but if you pick it up, I think it's a fascinating read. It also it does a great job catching you up to date with Marvel right now and giving you hints of what's coming up over the course of the year. So I don't know. It's actually nicely done the way they do it. A buddy of mine, Alfred Page, is another independent comic book creator, and he has a book called Chess, and it is at, I'll be honest, I can't really totally pronounce Alpochi. Let's see, Alpochi Comics. Anyway, here's their website. You can catch them, and if you're interested in, this is kind of like a super military G.I. Joe type of comic, and if you're interested in that, give them a shot. If you're interested in supporting independent comics and looking for something new that's not quite superhero, I think there's 2 issues in this one shot, and he has something else coming up as well. Let's see, I'll put that up one more time so you can take a look at it. Seek it out if you're looking for something new. Stumble Reel. Hey, Stumble Reel. Immortal Hulk, I got a lot of Peter David stuff. Oh, that's cool, because I'm a big Peter David fan, especially the Peter David Hulk period. Let's see, Bizarre Critic. What would you say was your favorite film and show of 2019 and the 2010s? Oh, Jesus. Hold on, give me a second. There's a lot of good stuff this year. Very, very impressive shows. Mandalorian is great. Steven Universe Future was great, and I think the tail end of Steven Universe season 5 was in the beginning of the year. There's some stuff I've been catching up on. Like I watched Legion for the first time, but I know that's not. I know I wasn't watching the episodes from this year. Let's see. Also been catching up with the Albert. What's the show with the frogs? Amphibia. Thank you. I've been really surprised how good that is. That's a fun show. It's on Disney Channel and Disney Plus. You can check it out. What else have we been watching that we really like this year?
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh God, thank you. That might be, Mandalorian and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel are probably the two best shows I've seen this year. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, every episode is one of the best movies I've ever seen, and it's just a great TV series. The writing on that show is just so crisp and perfect and just fun to listen to. Just sit back and watch these actors kind of go after each other. Those are probably my favorite shows of this year. Movie? Oh geez, I don't know. The Lighthouse I liked a lot. Endgame I liked a lot. Those probably might be my choices this year so far. We haven't seen Little Women, which I've been hearing is great. Captain Marvel was good. Star Wars was good. Not like I wouldn't put it on the greatest list though. Let's see. I think probably Lighthouse.
Yeah, I was
I would
say
definitely
Lighthouse.
probably Lighthouse. I'd say out of the stuff I've seen. Let's see. Where are we here? On the 2010s. The 2010s. The whole decade. Man, I'm gonna have to I can't I don't know if I have a quick answer for that. The 2010s TV show, probably Steven Universe. The 2010s movie, I don't know, maybe Scott Pilgrim, or Babadook, or I don't know. I have to think about that. Okay. Any shows you're looking forward to in 2020? Me, it's Owl House. Yes, Owl House. I am all in. I am all excited about the show. I cannot wait. Let's see. Stumble Reel said Harley Quinn will win you over in the first 5 seconds. Probably. I have been having a lot of trouble with Harley Quinn, and I don't know. I don't love the character as much as I used to. So I don't know. It could be really great, and I'd still go. But I've seen some clips from the show. I've seen a recent clip of with Superman and Lois Lane that was very funny. Actually, I showed that to Lindsay, and she was stunned by the swearing. She was just like, "What?"
I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know this show existed.
Yeah, it looks like just another kind of DC cartoon. So yeah, it's kind of funny that they have kind of almost it's kind of like a sense of humor like it's get from Adult Swim or the spy show ISIS, and what's that guy's name? With John Benjamin.
Oh, Venture Brothers.
No, not Venture Brothers. He's John H. Benjamin.
Oh,
the one I don't watch anymore because I got bored of it. Archer. Thank you, Bizarro Critic.
Sorry, my brain is an old computer. It takes a lot of things.
I've not watched Archer in a while, but it does have that kind of like vibe to it. Let's see, if Steven goes nuts, there will be a few people. The people who could reach him would either be the Gems, Stan, and Connie. So we'll see what happens. Thank you, Bizarro Critic. All right, hey, we're 9 minutes away from the 20s. I hope you have your Model Ts ready, and we're gonna do the Charleston to celebrate, and go out with some flapper girls, after the show. So we're gonna be all set. Let's see. Well, you are. I'm in California. Yep, you're a couple more hours away from the 20s, so hold on. Bizarro Critic, just hold tight. It'll be the 20s in like 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, this was an interesting decade. I'm going to be talking about just art, comics and stuff like that. This comics were really strong this decade. I think both Marvel and DC and Independence and Image and IDW put out some really strong books over the last 10 years. The prices have gone up, and Marvel and DC each have the problems that they keep resurfacing. So you kind of like just get used to them. But what they did right, they did very right. And just over the last 10 years, it's been great. We've had some really nice things added to the lore. Like Miss Marvel is probably my favorite character of the last 10 years. It's great to see like a new character kind of like grab hold people as quickly as she has. And I look forward to seeing her in the MCU very soon. Like animation wise, TV animation has just been easily one of the best decades I have experienced in my life. I've been watching cartoons since I was a kid in the 70s. And by the way, when you're a kid in the 70s, you're also watching the reruns from the 60s. So 60s on up to present, this is easily one of the best decades. Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, DuckTales, She-Ra. There's been some really great. Oh, I forgot to mention She-Ra is one of my favorite shows of this decade, this year. She-Ra was really good, especially in seasons 3 and 4. TV animation's been great. TV has been really wonderful. We've been watching this quick jump to streaming, and I don't know where the hell we're going, but it started this decade, so we'll see where it goes from here. It's kind of funny, like everyone's going to have their own streaming service, in this upcoming decade. So it's like we're basically just trading cable for this. So I don't know yet if that's better or just different. We'll see. Me personally, I thought I've had a pretty good decade. I got into creating comics, and finally, like after years of dreaming of it, I went and made my own comics and published them. I also, did Red Knight, and I've also published a novel, which, like, look at this thing. Never thought I'd do anything like that. Professionally, I have been really great. And of course, the YouTube channel, I used to, as a kid, I used to dream about, doing some sort of talk show or some kind of like information show or comedy stuff. And YouTube has made it possible. I mean, yeah, YouTube is YouTube and it's got all its problems, but it's given me that small platform to reach out to people. And it's been nice. People, I've encountered and created, some fans and followers and subscribers, and the people who, contact me are really awesome and nice. And I really appreciate you watching all this time. And some of you have been watching like since the beginning, since 2008, with my small channel here. So, it's been really great. And of course, this was the decade I got married, and halfway through, and just almost halfway through the decade, Lindsay and I got married, and just one of the best days of my life, easy. And I don't know, not a bad time. So let's see. Oh, hey, Stumble Reel said putting the Joker in adult comedy is kind of fitting. Let's see. Damn it, I didn't mean to press and send yet. Uniqueness. Putting Joker in adult comedy is so fitting and undermines the uniqueness of his character. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's a character that can be done adult or kid-like. Oh, I should mention as we wrap things up, I've been a big fan of DC Superhero Girls. I haven't done any videos about it yet, but that show is fantastic. Lauren Faust does that show. It has a brutal sense of humor. Out of a show that came out of like basically trying to sell dolls to girls, it's got a really adult-minded feminist sense of humor, and it's very funny. It's from Lauren Faust, so of course. And it's also kind of nice because she was trying to pitch her super best friend show that didn't get picked up. And she's kind of turned DC Superhero Girls into what she was doing anyway. So it's kind of great. Maybe I'll do more talking about that. Dang, another Steven Universe hiatus. That's true. But I'll be honest, man, the show has been kind of like emotionally brutal. Like it hasn't been this tough to watch emotionally for a long time, because halfway through this second half of this series, it got more plot heavy and more lore heavy, where we got more into the mystery and the whole cosmic universe of the series. That started to take like not like it wasn't as important as it once was. So some episodes we were just able to have fun with the story, and now it's like kind of like geared back to the emotional stress that the first half of the show used to do. And man, it's tough. This show ain't pulling any punches. Hey, do you want to put on I guess CNN on Sling?
Yeah.
And we're gonna count down. I hope you can stick with us for the next couple minutes. Excuse me. So, man, I just dripped all over my shirt. But let's see, can you see it? Oh, thank God, I was wearing black. My black Optimus Prime shirt. By the way, I keep hearing how good the IDW Transformers comics are. I probably should get into those. So we're getting close to, we got 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Oh no, it's me online. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, just put up CNN, I guess. Probably hear some fireworks or gunshots in the next couple minutes. So yeah, there's New Year's with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. Okay. Getting close. So hey, we're just about done with the show. If you want to do any comments, hey, what are you hoping to do for 2020? What it doesn't have to be resolutions, but what are your goals? What do you want to do this year? Because you already know what I want to do. I basically want to expand the Real Manos, and also do more Red Knight comics, and I also want to kind of like grow the Red Knight. Grow Red Knight and grow Manos Publishing, and that includes this channel. I'll do more stuff here. Bizarro Critic says I'm going to release my short film. Cool, do it. Let's see, what do we got here?
Less than 30 seconds.
Less than 30 seconds. Although my computer says it's midnight already.
Yeah, so does mine. Well, close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, whatever. One.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! We have a new decade. And you know what? I don't want to hear from people going, well, technically the decade doesn't start to 2021. Shut up. I'm not, no one cares.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Look, it says 2020. It's a new decade. That's all I need. So, well, we did it. We survived another year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Mwah.
I love you, honey.
Love you.
And we love you. For those who continue to watch the Real Manos channel. And I hope you'll continue to watch us over on Valair and Twitch. And continue to follow us creatively. Lindsay's one of the editors on Red Knight, and I'll be doing more short stories outside of just Red Knight and DeVita. So I hope to kind of continue being fun. This is fun, right? I have fun, and I hope you have fun watching and reading me. So yeah, I am going to be. I think it's time to. I think it's time to sign off, and that was 2019. So let's start again. All right. You stay well, and we got another year to go. So let's do it. Push the button. Oh wait. I have the camera here. All right, I'm gonna push the button. So, hey, have a good night, and don't forget to support the Real Manos on Patreon, starting at $1 a month, and you can find my comics and books at Manos Publishing, and I'm also on Valair and Twitch. So, have a good night, Happy New Year, stay safe.